cute. I hope you know that.
I
Hey,
do.
everybody. I am so happy you guys are here today. It is always such a treat when I get to go live over here on YouTube. And today is extra special because, again, I get to have my friend Robin here, but I get to make sure you are aware of some very special things we have going on. We're going to do some question and answer stuff that we have been asked, so that way we can pop this video into the actual workshop. You guys can review it a little bit if you want, and then we want to tell you of a very big surprise. So if you want to know that surprise, you need to stick around to the end. Last but not least, we're also going to pick a lucky winner from last Monday's video, so we'll have to get at that as well. Robin, while I've got to fill in, I've got to put in some information in it's never enough time. The timer is never enough time for me to fill in everything I need, but I want to make sure they have a link to that special stitch dictionary in case they didn't get it the first go around. So while I'm doing that, why don't you let everybody know what it is? Why are we here?
Why are we here? You got it. Well, welcome everybody. Welcome. Today we are live. For everyone who has purchased the course, Classic and Colorful Crochet Socks, thank you. And if you've headed over to Member Vault, you'll see everything is there like we promised. So today you get it all. You're getting, and you can see you're getting a lot of videos. They're all there. Start wherever you want. You'll see if you watched any of the previous ones that I had you do last week when you were buying the class, you could break it up. If you like to toe up, you could watch those videos. If you like top down, you could watch those, and choose whichever path you want to take. You don't have to worry about you have to watching every single one. I would love it if you do. But you can certainly, like, if you fall in love with Copperhead, then just skip ahead and do the top down workshop. If you don't know what we're talking about, it's our crochet sock workshop. It is 9 patterns that are all written out, diagrammed out, charted out, and then a million what it feels like workshop videos. So we were kind of saying that it's like 15 lessons, but if you've opened inside, you can see some of them have a lot of different videos inside of it. And that's because we want to break it down, and that's what we've done. If you've watched any of it so far, you can tell that I go very slow. I'm very wordy. I talk a lot, and then I repeat myself a lot because I don't know about you, but sometimes I just don't catch things the first time. So I will have repeated myself many times because there's certain things in this workshop that you have to start to get stuck in your brain. And when I'm a little worried that we still haven't quite gotten it, that's when you get the surprise treats from Marley. I don't know if you have been watching any of the videos, but that's my favorite part of the videos. Well, Marley pops in and they're like, "Hey, how you doing, everybody?" It makes me giggle every time.
I tried to not pop in too much. Like I tried to make it where I started the video off like kind of like, hey, you're doing a great job. Now here's the things you want to make sure you're keeping aware of. Like, because like I know, like if you're working on the toe app, you can think to yourself, oh, okay, I'm good. Do I need to download something else as I'm working along? So like I'll give that quick reminder of, nope, continue with the pattern you're working on, but follow her instructions and listen to how she goes through it. Because I mean, I didn't say this in there, but to me, it's much more than just somebody on YouTube giving you instructions on how to crochet a sock. It's, look, we're going to crochet this sock. I'm going to tell you why we're doing it this way, because if you understand why, you can make adjustments and changes along the way. The one thing I wish I would have said more is to be patient with yourselves and to give yourself some grace and to make sure that, you're not going to be perfect the first time. It's okay. And that's okay. Like, guys, not everybody can be like me. I'm sorry. Like, didn't expect that, did you? No, in all honesty, guys. Yeah, like your first sock might come out a little bit wonky, but I guarantee you're going to have more knowledge going into your second sock than you did the first. when I say wonky, I mean, the goal is that at least it should be wearable. Like that's, I mean, even wearables, like I know you can do it. I know you can do this. I know you can do this. This has been exciting, guys. Watching this, like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Can you please take the dogs upstairs, please? Thank you. Thank you. It's my son. He's awesome. When I didn't answer the phone, he thought he would come on down here to come and talk to me, but now I've lost my train of thought completely. Okay.
That's okay.
Now.
I know where you were. So
Okay.
yes, we all love it when you pop in, because those are the best moments of the whole thing. Because you remind us what to do, and we get a breather. Because I know when you're teaching in person, there's always that give and take where people can ask questions, and that's what you're missing on workshop videos. And so having Marley pop in and be like, hey, wait a minute, I heard this, it really gives you much more of that feel than you're just watching me, go round and round and round.
Yeah.
And you'll have already seen I don't do that very often of just going round and round and round. I'm way too wordy.
I think it's funny you say that, because my daughter is the one who edited a lot of the videos. Like she did the first edit, and then I went through the second edit, and then you did the final review. And Alora said to me several times how relaxing it is to watch you. And she's like, Mom, I don't even crochet, and I want to pick up my hook and crochet with her. She's like, this is amazing. So I think that even though you're wordy, to me, I wouldn't say you're wordy. You're an instructor. You're a teacher, because that's what a good teacher does. A good teacher doesn't say, all right, so do this stitch, and then just shuts up. Like that's not what you do. Yeah, there are some instructional tutorials out there that's all you need. But when you're going to a workshop, to a master class, to learn how to do something, by God, I want my teacher to be wordy. I want them to explain it every way they possibly can to get through my thick skull to be able to understand. So I wouldn't say you're wordy. I'd say that you're thorough, and you make sure that you give enough instruction for every student to hopefully be able to grasp what it is you're saying, because you don't only use your words either. You use your diagrams, and you use the words on the paper, but then you also demonstrate how to do the items. I mean, those three tools right there, those are huge, and that's exactly what people pay for when they buy workshops like this. They pay for your professionalism, your education, your masterfulness of this craft. So that's where you are.
Yeah. And what I want everybody to kind of take away is that you don't have to understand the whole theory from the get-go. You'll see in the videos, I'm going behind and going with the theory of how the sock is constructed, and even why we shift things in different ways. And if that's going over your head right now, don't worry about it, because after you make your first sock or your fifth sock, eventually those things are going to start going click, 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 click. And then when you come back and watch it, you're going to be like, oh, I get it now. I see why she was saying that. So there's like my workout videos always says, there's something for everyone. They show you how to do it when you're like jumping up and down. And for me, who doesn't jump up and down anymore, but like it is, I paste it so that no matter where you are on your journey of becoming a crafter, that you will find levels of what I want you to know. But I will say, take your time, please. For what I've been teaching this course, this is actually my oldest course that I've been teaching and refining. So it's 15, 20 years I've been teaching it, and constantly adding more to it and doing something different. What I find for the most part is most students will get tripped up just because they're using itty bitty yarn. So if you're finding that you can't see your stitches, just make it in worsted weight. There's nothing saying that you can't make it in worsted weight. You can absolutely do a practice sock, like make a small size in worsted weight. And this is the things that I love in class. And if you do that, you've already got one Christmas item checked off. Even if you're Jewish like me, I still sometimes need Christmas presents. Check. Like, ooh, so look how cute this would be. Like I could put it on top of, a wine bottle and
yeah,
done.
So here's something that I don't think you and I have actually even talked about this, but I've thought about it continuously as I've walked or watched this course and done all the edits and everything with it. Did you know that I actually took your crochet sock course as one of the very first courses I ever took with you? Do you remember that? It was it was the first course besides what I took with you at TNA. That was the very first one. That was the
I
very
remember the
first one.
TNA one. Yeah.
But when you came to Colorado and you did some classes at the yarn store in Parker and worked with Jen Burt, you were teaching crochet socks. And I was like, there's no way you can, why would you crochet socks? Like, I'm like, no. And this is before, I mean, this is like at the budding of our friendship, right? And you were like, Marley, just come take it. You're going to see. And I was like, all right, I see. I can see this now. But this was actually one of the very first classes I ever took with you. Did you know that? Probably didn't remember that. Yep.
No, I had no idea I taught it there, but that's how long ago I taught it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was your master course that is the free bonus with this. It was like one of those. Yeah.
Yes. That's exactly what it was.
Like, I'm like, I recognize this. Yeah. So, I mean, when something holds true, when something is amazing like this, then of course it's going to stand the test of time. So we've had a lot of people sign up for this class over this week, and I want to say thank you first off. But I think a big part that goes into it that shows me is that there are crocheters out there who are eager and desire a level of instruction and a level of skill that's a little bit higher than what you can get just as a free run-of-the-mill type of course out there, right? I think people are excited at the chance to take a class with you that is so super in depth. I mean, I know that when you and I teach at different venues around the country, I mean, just 1 3-hour class is like $150, you know? And with this, I mean, I think we have over 25 hours of video instruction in here. So this class, I mean, a workshop like this, if you were to spend like a weekend with you to learn all of this stuff, it would cost you anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 easily. So the fact that early bird pricing, they're getting it for, you know, half price. And at the end of today, like you have a chance to get all the bonuses too. So like, everybody in the world gets the 3 extra patterns of the masterclass from Robin. Everybody in the world gets the $20 to spend in our Ravelry store. So 10 in her store, 10 in my store. So you get a free $20 coupon. And then if you're in the continental US, sorry guys, I know that sucks, but it's the way of the world. It's because of shipping and all the stuff there. You get entered for a chance to win a $50 prize pack from We Crochet, a prize pack from Prim Hooks, and the Marley Made Me Do It bag from Erin Lane Bags. Like, you get entered for a chance to win those items. So it's really a no-brainer. The coupon itself makes the whole thing a wash. Like, you get a coupon for the same amount that you're spending, and it's pretty darn awesome. So many people in my Marley's Minions group have gone on and they've already started their sock. They're very excited about their sock. There have been a couple people who've been like stressing about gauge, which my response to them is like, hey, take a step back, put your work down, and don't let it be a stressor. Because really, at the end of the day, you can use whatever size hook you want and make the gauge really whatever you need it to be for the fabric you need to make sure your stitch count works for your foot, right? So Robin, let's say Robin used a G hook. She doesn't, but let's say she used a G hook and you have to use like below an E, like you're down there at a C hook or something. That's okay. It's not the end of the world if your sizes are that different of your hook sizes. You just do whatever you need to do to get, you know, I like to get gauge because I think that just makes things so much easier. But you definitely want your sock to be a snug fit. You want it to be snug. You don't want it to be super loose so that your foot, you know, rubs around in your sock, in your shoe. That's no fun. So if you're, you know, finding frustration with gauge, which, you know, newsflash, everybody, that happens in every single thing that I do. Like every single thing I do, somebody's like, I can't get gauge for this sweater. I can't get gauge for these mittens. I can't get gauge for this hat. I can't get gauge for this bag. I can't get gauge for this. Like everybody, like it isn't just like a standalone. This only happens with socks at all. Really? So this goes for everybody. If you can't get gauge, just take a step back, relax. It's okay. You will get it. I know that Robin has some words of advice too when it comes to different sizing and stuff like that. Like, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. We talk about it a bunch in the video because it happens. I mean, that's why you'll see in that master pattern, I was writing it for so many different gauges, because even though the yarn is all classified as fingering weight, there's a huge difference in how thick that is. And how it's twisted, that can also vary of how big your stitches might be. So just keep trying. If you have a choice when you're doing it, you can either get row gauge or you can get stitch gauge, but you can't get both. Go for the stitch gauge, because if you're hitting your stitch gauge, I already have customization. When you go to that section in your workshop, you can always add or take out rows, and I show you how to do that to get the length that you want. So if you're a little bit off on your rows or your rounds, don't worry about that. I'd rather you get the stitches across, because let's be honest here, you got 4 sizes. So if you absolutely 100% just can't get gauge, then if you are making a medium sock, make the small size instead, because I'm still going to show you the customization of how to make it longer if you need it longer. You know what I mean? Like, there is so many ways that you can work around this. But the biggest thing is exactly what Marley said. You need to make sure that your gauge is not wholly. Your fabric needs to be tight. If I grab a sock and put my hand in it, you can't see through it. If you're seeing your hand when you're sticking your hand in your sock, you need to go down a hook size. We're going opposite of how we would like make a sweater. With a sweater, we want lots of drape, or a shawl. We want something beautiful like that. Here, we don't want that. We want these guys to be tight and snug on our feet. You can't see my hand through it, and that's what you're going for. Right. But yeah, the 2 things with gauge, because it happens. Gauge drives everyone crazy.
And I do want to mention something, like Robin does give options, as she talks about customization and changing to make things fit. And I think that's really, if you're struggling at all with that, that's an instance of understanding the stitch pattern itself and how stitch repeats work. So in the class, like, she doesn't say, oh, okay, so we're going to do like all 5 of these sizes all in one class. That doesn't make any sense. So it's really important that you understand how a stitch pattern works and a stitch repeat works, because as you change sizes, and Robin talks about this in customization, you're either increasing or decreasing when it comes to the stitch repeat. So you need to understand how the stitch repeat works. Just like if you were doing a blanket might have like 15 stitch repeats across, whereas if you wanted to make it bigger, maybe you'd want to have 20 repeats. So you would be adding the 20 extra repeats. It's the same sort of premise, especially as you get down to like you're talking about in the round is really the foot part, or not the foot part, the leg part, and then the foot part, the pattern stitches that are not extended single crochets, like that's just a real flat surface. Like, it's just really super simple to maintain. So I want to make sure that we answer that a little bit, that it comes with the stitch patterns. That's why when you look at the stitch patterns for all of the instructions and all the videos, Robin talks about what the stitch repeat is, what the row repeat is, so that way you can use that information to customize what it is you need to make. And
you find those in the stitch pattern section of the workshop.
Yeah.
That's where you're finding all of this information.
Yeah. Wannabe crocheter and knitter says, oh, I've been having a blast making socks in the DK weight. That makes me happy. So we're sitting here, we're talking about all of this, but I do want to let everybody know. So we opened this up. Let me try that one more time. We opened this up as an early bird pricing. So we opened it up last Monday, and it closes tonight at 11:59 p.m. Eastern time for this early bird price. So the full price for this workshop is $40. So if you want to get it at half price by tonight, you have to buy it by tonight. Okay. After that, it's going to go to full price, which it's absolutely worth every single penny of it all. But why not take advantage of a sale if you can?
Right.
While you're in there too, I want to mention, we talked a little bit about this when we did the last live, but Robin and I are always just trying to expand and improve things. And so we thought it'd be great to add a stitch dictionary, which originally we thought we were going to add just 14 more patterns, and there are 20. So there is a Stitch Dictionary Volume 1 companion stitch dictionary that you can purchase to go along with this workshop. Now, what that really means, guys, is that do you need this companion for the workshop? No. But do you need the workshop for the companion? Yes. Okay. Does that make sense? So if you're already getting the workshop and you're like, this is fantastic, I love these stitch patterns, I love that I've learned toe up, top down, different cuffs, whatever it may be, I really like to dabble and try out some different stitch patterns. The Stitch Companion or the Stitch Dictionary Companion will be your friend. That is something you want to take advantage of. And because, again, early bird pricing, and we want to make sure you guys get a great deal, that thing is, I don't even know, is it like 66% off or something? It's more than 50% off right now.
Yeah, it's $10 and it's usually 30.
Yeah, it's a
real cheap.
huge deal. Like, so much so that the people are helping us that are running this, they're like, you really should raise that price. We're like, no, we want to make sure they have a chance to get this and that they understand, the value of it. So having said that, if you have purchased the course and maybe you didn't get the Stitch Dictionary Companion to start off with, we've actually done an exception and we've made it available still for the $10 with a separate cart, a separate checkout. And I've put that link in the video description box below. Usually we never make that offer. Usually it's like, look, you get this one chance when you're buying the workshop, you get the one chance to get this Stitch Dictionary for $10. But there were so many people that were so excited about the workshop and didn't really understand the companion book. And they were like, I want that. So we made it available as a standalone purchase. If you've already bought the workshop, go ahead and grab it for $10 with the link below. Okay?
We want you to have it.
Yeah, we would like you to have it. Now don't check out, like if you're in Member Vault, if you check out on Member Vault, it's going to be $30 on Member Vault. So really, this really is the link that we put below. Or if you've purchased the workshop and you saw the email where it was like, hey, you have a one-time, that's the same link that I have down below. Like, click that link. That's how you're going to get $10. Otherwise, it's going to be $30. That's just the way it is. So make sure you don't hesitate to get it. And I know that Robin was going to share with you some of the stitch patterns that you get to find in there, because I know all of you have been looking at these awesome sock pictures that we have of these fantastic socks. So why not look at some of the stitch patterns as well? So Robin, I'm going to let you talk about the companion, the Stitch Dictionary a little.
And keep in mind, like we keep calling it a Stitch Dictionary. I know we do. Because that's originally how we were thinking of it, but it's really these stitch patterns completely written out. So, I'm going to essentially tell you that you're going to use, let's say, copperhead for your heel and for your toe, but I have everything else written out for you. So you're going to have all of your leg written out and all of your foot written out in this companion. So that's why we're, it's really a companion. You need the ebook because I'm not reprinting the toe and the heel or the cuff for you.
Of copperhead, yeah.
So here's where it came about. We made the 9. We went crazy. We loved it. And then I can't stop. I get very obsessive, if you haven't seen that already. And there's so many more you can do, and I just couldn't stop. And I won't lie, it all comes from that it bothered me that I didn't have a cabled sock in there. And I really, really want one because I have a way I like doing cables that speak to me and that are super easy. So it all started there. And I was like, I need to give you a cabled pattern. So this is just, a simple, 4 2x2 cable pattern. So you're going to get directions on how to make a fake cable. These are slip stitches. They're very cool. You'll get directions for how to do it. And then you just keep going, because then I get obsessive with color and I'm like, ooh, let's make some spike stitches, because I didn't have enough of those little stars in there. And then it just keeps on going. So like I have a ton of different ones. I really didn't want to, in our book, put in super simple ones, even just too many plain stripes. We see that pretty often. But there is one stitch, the herringbone stitch. If you guys can see, I don't know how well my resolution will be. But when you do it, it's gorgeous. You're getting these V's, and there's nothing like it. So I needed to tell people about this. And so it goes from, like, in this stitch dictionary, you're going to have simple stitches like that, a couple of those that are simple, that are going to give you beautiful texture. You're going to get a couple more lace stitches, because these are always nice. You know, in the book, you have Arsinoe, which, you know, with this lovely stitch pattern, but there's so many more that also would look beautiful in it. So I go with simple stitches, textured stitches, colored stitches. This one is one of my favorites. I use it in a bunch of socks that I do. It's just a simple stitch, but it gives that extra little color, because I find sometimes when I want, you know, just a great sock, sometimes I just want a little bit of texture. So you're going to get and there's a lot more. So I'm not going to go one by one by one. It'll drive you guys crazy. But there's a lot of extra good stuff in there. Now, we'll say we have it being ready for you on Monday. So not today, but next Monday.
October 25th. Yeah.
Yeah. And the reason why is that I really want you to go through the whole course first before you jump into the companion, because the companion doesn't have any videos. So there's none of me showing you how to do it. I know you'll be able to do everything on your own. Everything that's in the Stitch Dictionary, I'm not concerned about you knowing the stitches in any way, shape, or form. I just want you to be super comfortable with reading the directions, understanding how it goes, because it's just going to be more of the same. So that's why we're holding back another week, to kind of just give you time to go through it all. And our hope is, because it'll be 20 more patterns, is that you will have then this huge selection of patterns to choose from, and hopefully you'll find something in there for everybody on your list that you want to make socks for. That was my goal through this whole thing. That's perfect. Why we made the companion.
I also want to point out that, I mean, as we're talking about this is not a crochet along. This is purely a work at your own pace. So eventually, of course, all of the information is going to be out there. So if people find this course, hopefully they find this course later on too, and they're just really enamored by it and they get all the things, all that information will be out there for them immediately. But here, as we start, as we know, a lot of people are coming in at the beginning, we want to make sure that we're just layering it out there for you just a little bit to ensure that you have success, because the more successful you are, we're hoping y'all will go out there and tell everybody else that you love this class and that you are, you know, encouraging other people to get it. Because, you know, your success will then trickle down to help with our success also. So, yeah, this is not a crochet along. So if you're just like, oh my gosh, you guys, I'm in the thick of it for holiday crocheting right now, I don't have time to do that. I really want to do it, but I'll have to do it later. If you truly believe that, if you truly believe that this is definitely something you want and you're going to do it later, I encourage you to get it now at half price instead of full price later. At the same time, if you're like, nope, I'm not going to do that, I'm just going to get full price later, I'm okay with that, I'm all right with that too. I'm really just whatever works best for you. I just want you to make sure that, you know, you can make some cool crochet socks. Like, they're really awesome. They're really fun. So, yeah, because that was a question that we had on Marley's Minions is this a crochet along? It is not. This is a work at your own pace. Watch it on your own time frame. You know, we know that some people like to work late at night. Some people like early in the morning. Some people only have weekends. that's fine. Work at your own pace. Go at your own pace. This is there for you. It's not a contest. Not a contest.
No.
Let's see here. Sharon says, I just ordered the workshop, but I don't know how to get it. Sharon, you will receive an email with instructions on what the next step is and how you would log in to get the workshop itself. So keep an eye out for those in your inbox. If they don't show up, like they should show up rather immediately. So if not, just contact us. Contact our customer service, which is contact@marleybird.com. And that goes for everybody. Like, honestly, if any of you have questions at all, or something goes astray, or maybe it's for some reason you can't get into Member Vault. I mean, we've seen everything from people accidentally typed in the wrong email when they signed up to, I mean, it's just across the board. You can always contact our customer service. They're amazing. Contact@marleybird.com, and they try and get back to you as soon as they can. Just remember, it's not a 24-hour service. Like we all have to sleep. We're a small team. So just so that everybody is aware of that. So yeah. All right. So Antoinette says that she has told a lot of people about our class because she loves it. Well, that makes me feel really happy.
Thank you.
Angela Pa is asking, how much time do they have to spend the $10 coupon for each of our stores on Ravelry? And Angela, that information is actually written where you go into Member Vault for your early bird member, where that's where you get that special pattern that for the bonus, and you get the coupon codes for Ravelry. In there, it says that there is an expiration date. So make sure you go in there and it'll tell you exactly when you have to use that coupon by. So there's that.
But you got time.
You have a little bit of time. I mean, it's not forever. I mean, but you have some time for sure. Annette says, I'm trying this all the way from Sweden, and I'm looking forward to be able to crochet socks for my grandchildren. Well, that's cool.
Thanks for joining us.
Yes, that's so cool. Amorous Joseph, I've signed up. I'm in love with your class so far. Well, that makes me feel happy. Sandra is asking, what is MV? MV. So MV is Member Vault, and that is, I don't know if you call it a program or a hosting site. Maybe hosting site's the right word. I pay into Member Vault to be able to house all of my workshops. So when you sign in, if you went to Marley Bird /VIP membervault.com, you would actually see what I'm going to call the Marley Bird House. And it houses all of the workshops that I have put together so far with Robin. And then in the future, workshops that maybe I just do, or I do some other people, like that's where all of my workshops are going to be. Possibly even more of my pattern bundles and such are all going to be there as well. We're trying to feel this all out, but it's essentially a home where everything is housed, where it is available. So you will always be able to go into Member Vault to get that information, watch the videos, download your PDFs, and everything should be available right there for you. Let's see here. Okay, so all right. Okay. Miss Nita 275. I have to say, I was one of the I can't get it, and I want to publicly thank the team for all your help. I'm a little computer illiterate. Thank you so much, Marley and team. Oh, well, you're very welcome.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Let's see. Racine says, joining in a little bit. Hello to everyone. That's so awesome. So I do want to make sure you guys know that the link is in the video description below. There's both a link to the workshop. So if you have not purchased the workshop, if you click that link, it'll take you to where you click through and you can buy the workshop. When you buy the workshop, you'll also have an option to buy that companion book that Robin talked about. If you've already purchased the workshop but didn't get the companion book, there is a second link in the video description box below that's just for you, because you don't have to go through and buy the workshop again. So you could just buy the companion book. Does that make sense? And again, all of this closes at 11:59 p.m. Eastern time tonight. So October 18th tonight is when everything closes. That doesn't mean you won't be able to get the workshop after that. It's the early bird pricing goes away. All right. So the early bird pricing goes away, but that does not mean that that's the end of what Robin and I are doing. Like, we have so many things coming out, you guys. So we're very excited. This is just like the tip of the iceberg of all the things that we have coming down the way.
Mhm.
So you definitely want to stay tuned, because we have I have a holiday pattern bundle that's coming out. We also have turkey trot coming out. We also have stash busting quickies happening with Moogly, Tamara Kelly from Moogly. So much happening. And then we have some other workshops behind the scenes that we're building together to put on there. Our goal really is for you guys to join these workshops, whether it's the sock workshop or By Crafty Champions, guys. That's a shawl. It's for knitters and crocheters. You can make the knit shawl or the crochet shawl. So if you're By Crafty, this is a great class for you. You'll notice I'll have a lot of classes that are going to be called By Crafty, where it's really for knitters or crocheters. But either one of those workshops, you get an idea of how it is we like to teach, how we provide the information. And we hope that you like it enough that you tell your friends and spread the word and join us for more, because we definitely want some of that. We want some of that. All right. So, Robin, I know that you have a very special item that we have been trying to decide, you guys, if do we mention it? Do we not mention it? Do we do it? Do we not do it? Because like Robin said, she gets a little bit obsessed, just a little bit. And she has that little bit of crazy in her, like me, where it's like, hey, any chance you could make just one more sock pattern and we could just give them one more sock pattern? And what'd you do? What'd you say? What happened?
Yeah, already done.
She's like, sure. So
I
show
mean,
them the sock.
it's exactly what happened. So I'm making the companion, going through the whole thing, and I get obsessive because I'm like, I want to use this stitch pattern right away. So I made a sock, and it is, if everybody likes, because I also really didn't like that it was 9, that it was 5 and 4. It needs to be 5 and 5. So here's your last top down sock. Surprise, you're getting a whole nother sock. You get a whole nother sock with the workshop. So this guy is top down Montana. Montana is a really fun stitch pattern, and what I'm using is from the behind the scenes. It's our Crochet socks. You're going to use 2 balls of the solid for any of the sizes, and then you use 1 ball of what would make like stripes with the Crochet socks. So you need 3 balls for a pair of socks. I love stuff like this. I just love the stitch pattern, and so I had to make a whole nother sock. I couldn't help myself. So yeah, so you guys are all getting it. It'll be up on Member Vault for you today. After we get done, we'll be posting it up there as a surprise. Because frankly, we are so thankful for everybody joining in the class. I just had to give more. Besides, I'm obsessive. I can't explain how much I enjoy this. Like all of the diagrams that you're seeing, I'm drawing them. All of the words, I love that part of this whole process too. And so my brain is constantly clicking with more ideas, and it had to happen. I needed another sock. So here's another sock. And also with this is I needed a gift. So these make a great gift really fast. Yeah.
That's so
Done.
cute.
Mm-hmm.
And what
Mm-hmm.
sock yarn is that? Because it's also it's a sock yarn that a lot of people can get.
Yeah, you can get this. You can get this pretty much any Michael's. It's from Yarn Inspirations again. It's Crochet socks. So go to yarninspirations.com. You can see they have tons of different colors. Their striping, you'll find tons of them out there, the different colors. I really like these two together. They remind me of like a log cabin or a wood, going to get cozy by the fire, which is what I was going for. That's why I like these guys together. But there's beautiful colors out there. You'll see lots out there. But yeah, I couldn't help myself. I had to make another one. So surprise, you're getting
I think
another
it's fun.
pattern. So you're not getting
That's pretty
9,
cool.
you're getting
Yeah,
10.
you'll get 10. And so we'll have it up there as soon as possible. Like she's putting the finishing touches on it because she literally just made it this weekend. We have a question in here that's actually a really good question, and it's probably one that other people have wondered. So I'm going to let you know. Bobby, it says, do you pay dues to be a member of the vault, or is it by the workshop that you can be a member? And I'm wondering if she means you as her. No, you don't pay any dues. Like I've already paid the price to house my stuff in Member Vault, and you get to be a member of my Member Vault, so to speak, because you've purchased the class. So there are no other hidden costs for you at all. It's totally, that's like on the back end. That's like me paying for the site to host my blog. You know, I pay for that also. There's all sorts of like behind the scenes expenses that come into being a blogger, YouTuber, all that stuff. And that just happens to be one of mine. So I pay that fee for Member Vault to hold my stuff there. So that is not something that you pay. That's probably a question other people have wondered. So I want to make sure it's clear. There are no extra fees for you. Once you buy the workshop, you're in. Let's see here. So Dawn Tennyson is saying, so fun, 10 pairs that she gets a chance to make. It's actually could be 30 pairs if you get the Stitch Companion, right? Or is that one of the ones from the Stitch Companion?
No, it's
an additional. Yes. So that's 30 pairs. That's 30 pairs of socks.
Yes.
30 pairs of socks where if you get it for early bird, it's $30. So it's $1 a sock pattern.
Yeah.
Plus all the instruction. Dude, we're like giving this away. Plus the $20 in coupons.
Mm-hmm. We really, really, really want everyone to make socks.
That is so amazing. That is so amazing. I love it. So it's super fun. Anyways, I'm going to let everybody kind of go off here and go take a chance to watch the sock workshop if you haven't had a chance to go in there and take a look now that everything is uploaded in there.
I think you have a giveaway that you need to choose.
I do, and I've already selected it. So, and I just took a screenshot of it. So I went over to all the comments and I chose, the lucky winner is Jody Wall. Jody Wall. Her comment was, I'm assuming it's a girl. It could be a boy. I don't know. Jody's comment was, I have purchased the class and I'm excited to make crochet socks that are not slippers or boots. That has always made me shy away in the past, but no more. Thank you guys so much for the hard work you put into this. Thank you so much, Jody. I've already left a comment on your comment and told you the instruction on how to get in touch with me. But essentially, you're going to email winner@marleybird.com. Make sure you let us know that you were the winner in the comment section of the Classic and Colorful Crochet Socks Workshop live. And if I remember correctly, she wins a Marley Made Me Do It bag, right? Isn't that what it was?
Yep.
Yeah. So you're going to get a really awesome bag. My friend Lindsay from Erin Lee Bags is going to mail those out for me, which is superb because I'm terrible at mailing stuff. So yeah, so that is going to be the lucky winner there. And then you'll get the pattern all formatted and whatnot for me so I could pop it in there into the workshop. It'll have its own, should I just pop it in like, should it have its own module or should I
have its own module?
Okay, that's what I think too. Okay, so I'm going to pop into its own module. So you'll be able to see. I'm going to be like, surprise bonus Montana pattern. Did you call it Big Montana or Montana?
I just called it Montana. I didn't call it Big Montana.
In my head, it's Big Montana. So you probably don't want to call it Big Montana, but in my head, that's what I keep calling it, is Big Montana.
Call it Montana.
So I'm just going to say surprise Montana. So it'll be in there ready to go. I think that's everything, everybody. So if you like the class, hopefully you do, please spread the word. Let everybody know today's the last day they can get it at half price. After that, we're going to go full price for the classes, which is not bad either. It's a really great price, really great class, taught by a really great teacher. All right, guys, talk to you later.